That's right, R2-D2, and next to R2-D2, yes, Luke Skywalker. Good guy or bad guy? Bad guy. Goodness, these kids. And also, they have an R5-D4 droid. What happened to that droid? He blew up. Why? He had a bad motivator. Very good. Like some kids I know when it comes to doing homework. So there's actually a group called the R2 Builders, and what they build are real movie accurate R2 units. They roll around, they've got the lights, they make the sounds, and they're radio controlled. They are amazing. It takes a bit of work to build an R2 unit. So, the next question is, where do you get the armor to join the Legion? Okay, so there's an underground world out there of Star Wars costumers. We do not sell publicly, okay, because Uncle George, which George is that? George Lucas, right? He doesn't get any money from the sales of the armor, so he said, no. All right, so it's all underground, all down low in the quiet, right? So you join. Who do you join? Who do you look for when you want to start with Star Wars costuming? Your local garrison. That's right. You want to join your local garrison. They will point you in the right direction for armor dealers. Okay. Plus, you got to decide which costume you're going to do. There's so many to choose from, right? You got stormtroopers, or do you want to go dirty and be Sandy? Do you want to be a Royal Guard, Biker Scout, TIE Pilot, Crewman, or Darth Vader for the true commitment? You want to stay away from eBay. Yes, there is Stormtrooper armor on eBay, and yes, it's cheap, and you get what you pay for. If you're looking to join the 501st Legion, what you may get on eBay may not pass muster. Okay, so watch out for that. So, what if you don't want to buy the armor? What if you got some skills? Because where are we today? Maker Faire. What do? We make things, right? Well, you can make Stormtrooper armor as well. Way back in the late 90s, when Star Wars costuming was getting started, there were no kits out there. You had to build it yourself. So, there are many materials that you can use to create your master. You can sculpt with clay and plaster. You can work with wood if you have woodworking skills, if you have tools in the garage. What else we got? Or if you want to do a uniform, such as the officer, all you got to be able to do is sew. You might even learn some new skills that you didn't know you had. I didn't realize that I could sew. I didn't realize that I could do vacuum forming. Does anybody know what vacuum forming is? Vacuum forming is where you heat up a sheet of plastic, you pull it down over a mold, and then you suck all the air out, and suddenly there's a part. Maybe we should see a video about this. It's got cool music. You'll love it. So on the left here we have the oven, which provides heat. This is the vacuum pump. This is the forming platen where we actually put the molds. Underneath the platen we have the plumbing to draw all the air out. So we are loading the plastic sheet into the carrier frame. Tighten down the clamps. Once the plastic sheet is secure, we'll then move it over the oven to heat up and become soft and pliable. So this design has the oven on the bottom so that the plastic is heated by convection and also infrared heat rising up. If you want to have accurate results, you use a timer to be consistent. Now we start the vacuum pump to evacuate the tank. This is kind of like what you would use on your air conditioner in your car. Alright, so here's one of our molds. This is a mold for the Sand Trooper backpack boxes. So we try to get down to 29 inches of mercury for vacuum. The plastic has been heated up, and we bring it over, open the valve, and the air is drawn out. And look at that, parts. Very cool. We release the sheet to the clamping frame. Separate the parts. Then we proceed to remove the mold from the sheet. Ta-da! Just like magic. And the cool thing about vacuum forming is that you can do it again and again. It's easy to repeat. So vacuum forming is very good when you need to produce a large quantity of items and you need to make them over and over again. Plus, we can make some other parts of the vacuum forming table. This is the Sand Trooper radio faceplate. There's a valve that is made from some of these components. So with vacuum forming, you get kind of rounded edges on the pieces. They're not real sharp like a plastic injection molded piece. I could watch this all day. It's like magic. Here's some other parts that we do. We call the rounded domes mushroom caps. They kind of look like mushrooms. Again, these are more parts for the Sand Trooper backpack. These are the mortar tube end caps. This part is called the Twinkie. Thank goodness Twinkies have come back. And finally, the mortar tube control panel. Now, where does all this stuff get used, you might ask? Right here. These are some behind-the-scenes photos of the Sand Troopers. Here's the radio, the valve, those terrible droids. Oh, those awful droids. And that's my friend Mike. So that is how you do vacuum forming. Who's seen vacuum forming before? Not very many people, so it's new. It's awesome. Okay, so what if small children want to troop as well? You can do Stormtrooper armor. Again, we're at Maker Faire, right? So using craft foam, comes in the sheets, you buy it at Michael's. You can actually put together Stormtrooper armor for your kids. It takes a lot, but if you go to Instructables.com, we have a lot of makers here, right? You should be familiar with Instructables.com and look for craft foam Stormtrooper armor, and you'll find the plans for this armor. Or if your kids are hardcore and they want to go for the hard plastic armor like the real Stormtroopers, there are kits out there as well. Again, go to your local garrison. They'll point you in the direction of a supplier. And there you go. Look at that. How awesome is that? Best of all, Stormtroopers don't just have to be guys, right? Girls can be Stormtroopers too. So when is our next event? Has anybody been to Udvar Hazy Museum out there in Dulles? Yeah, they got cool airplanes out there. And on October 25th, they'll have cool Star Wars guys. More Star Wars guys than you can shake a bantha stick at. So we'll see you there. And thank you for coming to Maker Faire 2014 in Silver Spring.